Okay, this is weird. I'm so used to the Facebook format, and I'm not used to using my high-tech camera and what do you call it? Microphone. So you're going to have to bear with me. And I often forget what it is that I'm talking about. But just to reiterate from a post I did before, this is about me. This is my life's journey, right? People connect with me through comments and messages, and I'm able to connect with them, but they're also able to connect with each other. So it's not just me, it's a community. And that's what I'm trying to create, is a community of survivors. There are so many of us, and there are so many different types of us, that you have to realize that if, anything I'm saying makes you angry, you need to look at yourself and wonder, why does that make you angry? You don't know me personally. I'm not doing anything to offend anybody, so what is going on in your head that makes you angry? Okay. That's one of the things that you need to deal with. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in my life right now. I had the appointment with the psychiatrist. Oh gosh, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember, but it was recently. I have to make another appointment. I keep forgetting, but I met with him, and apparently where I am at is where I should be with, the level of abuse that I endured. And so that's comforting in a way, but it's also very disturbing, because this journey that I am on, trying to figure out what healing means to me and who I am as a person, something I was never able to do when I was a kid, fuck a duck. I forgot where I was going with that. Told you the medication that I'm on, it helps, but so I forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, so I had a couple things I wanted to talk about that I've been dealing with recently, and I've written some notes to myself because, what just happened, I often forget where I'm at, what I'm talking about, and so I need to have notes to remind me. And so, I have major depressive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder from 9/11, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder from my childhood. So I have 3 disorders, and one that isn't yet officially declared a disorder, which I think is so stupid, but that's the complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And that's for anyone who has ever been in a situation of abuse that went on for a prolonged time. They were trapped in a situation that they could not get out of, until they could. You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of how I'm looking at my healing at this point. It's like, I can't see things from another perspective until I do, and I recognize what's happening. And so for instance, me and my best friend got into an argument, and I'm not joking, I do not remember what it was about. I think it was about nothing. I think we were both just at each other, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. And I left to do what one of the things that I wanted to talk about is how you deal with the darkness or the depression or, not being able to function properly, so you can't get work done, and you just need to find a way to deal with that, right? And so my way has started to become going to a place that's called Devil's Lake. It's a glacier created place here in Wisconsin, not far from Madison. It's in Baraboo. And that place, I don't know, I feel like it just sucks the negativity out or pushes it back into the box that I have in my chest where I carry it. You know, that anger, that rage that we survivors often have. You know, it's our responsibility not to take it out on anyone else. Nobody makes you do anything. Do you remember that? Did anyone ever tell you that when you were being abused? You made me do this. Look what you made me do. I have documents when I was a kid that said that I made adults argue. This is from Warren County, okay? Who I feel should be responsible for what I'm dealing with now and should fucking pay me millions of dollars because they're the ones who fucked up my life and kept sending me back to the bio mom. And, you know, so anyways, fuck. I forgot where I was now. I just got distracted. Damn you, RJ. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, what I do. So I go to this lake, and it's, you know, it's about 45, 50 minutes away. I drive there. I know it's not good for the car, but I'm hoping she'll last. Her name is Blanche, by the way. So what I'm doing is I go there and I swim. I've swum across the lake and back several times. Or if I'm just going there to swim, I'll take a float and just go out and float. And just, it's the most amazing thing. It's this beautiful lake that, you know, it gets really deep in the middle, I think. And then it has these different beaches. And so there's this, the north and the south beach and the, what do they call them? They're not mountains, bluffs. That's what they're called. So these bluffs are basically, I don't know, you can Google it. Devil's Lake. I don't know. But, you know, they're pretty fucking high. And there's a lot of, like, rocks that you need to climb. And you're going up vertically and going down. It's just like, well, won't. And it's an amazing view. And in the past, before I started getting help and doing the things that the medication allowed me to finally do and perceiving things the way that I actually would like to perceive them, if that makes sense, you know, instead of always everything is bad and negative and you know, projecting onto other people. So this place sucks it out of me. It just sucks all the negativity, the anger, the rage. I remember going there one day and I had my clothes on. I was like, I was in the worst mood. I had to get away from people because the rage was coming out. And I don't know if you've seen any of those zombie movies where, you know, their veins start turning dark and you've got dark veins going up the face. That's what it feels like with the darkness, is it just starts getting into my veins and I'm taking over my body and it's horrible. I hate it. I feel like a monster. And, I have to get away from people. And so what I've been doing, and this has been, I should say this has been worse since I started seeking help as well, in a way, because when I was, you know, at the lowest, I was steadily at the lowest. And now I go up and then I go back to the lowest and then I go up a little bit more and back to the lowest and like that. So the lowest seems so much more fierce now than it did when I was there, you know? So, and again, I totally forgot where I was going with that. Oh, man, I need like a help her. But anyways, so, oh yeah. So anyways, I go there and it feels like it just sucks the darkness out of me. And one day I went there, I remembered, and one day I went there and I had my clothes on, just some shorts and a shirt or whatever. And I just like stomped, like, stomped. And just went into the water, ignoring everybody, just went into the water and started swimming and swimming and swimming until I was so far out that there was no one near me. And then I just laid on my back and it felt like it was just sucking every bit of negativity out of me. It was so lovely. It was amazing. And so that's one of the things that I'll do. I'll go hiking there. The bluffs are a great workout for your butt and your whole core, just everything. The swimming is really good for your upper body too. It's a nice total body workout. But I would go and do that, and then I can be human again for a little while. Or I end up staying in bed all day when I'm struggling with it. And so that's, kind of one of the things that I do. The exercise, I think, is really important because it makes you feel better. You get endorphins going, and it's also really, really good for you. And all you have to do is start small. I mean, when I was at my heaviest, I couldn't even walk a mile without, having to turn around and just like, I felt dead. I felt like I had done like I don't know, what is it? Yeah, 3K is 5 miles or something. I don't know, whatever. 5K is 3 miles. So, how many times I say you should do a drinking game, and every time I lose my place, all you need to do is take a shot. Unless you're an alcoholic, then just smoke some weed. Okay. So I go to Devil's Lake when the darkness comes upon me. And today I had a different thing occur, which I think is a good sign. And that was I get darkness emanating from my chest that makes me feel worthless. It makes me feel all of the feelings that I felt when I was in foster care, when I was being beaten, when I was, hurt and all that stuff. It just comes at me and it hits me. And most of the time I end up back in bed. In good weather, I go out to Devil's Lake. I go visit a friend. I go for a walk. I get out. I do something physical, and that usually helps me work through it. Usually, I try to remind myself that it's going to pass, that I'll get through it. And so today it's a shit ass day out, and my friend's going through some tough times right now and needs to be left alone for a bit so that they can figure out what they're going to do. And I'm too tired from yesterday to go walking. So instead, when the darkness came on me, instead of going into the bedroom, I went over to my mom's house and I told her and I started talking to her. And, that interaction is what helped me not go to bed. And every time I am going to try doing this, reaching out to people when that darkness hits me so that I remember who I am and that this is forced on me by abusers, by, all of the people that hurt me throughout the years and in my childhood. that belongs to them, not me. That rage belongs to them, not me. But I need to take it over. I need to take control of it. And so I do it the best way that I know how. And so far, the best way that I know how is the physical exercise. That kicks ass. But there are times when you have to stay in bed, and that's not something to be ashamed of. You know, it really isn't. It's just part of the process. You know, it's difficult because I'm working on the book, and in doing that, you know, I'll be writing a story and it'll lead to another story that leads to other stories. And there will be memories that I didn't even know I had that will rise up. And that's really fascinating. I don't know if this has ever happened to you where you get a flashback and suddenly you have this memory and it's like it was always there is what your brain is telling you, but you know it wasn't because you know that you did not have that particular memory before that moment. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that happened to me. So, you know, I had this new memory that, you know, my brain was going, yeah, no, dude, you've totally had this all along. And the other part of me is like, wait a minute, that's not right. So it's really interesting. It's fascinating how the brain works. I think it is, you know, the way it tries to protect us and when it should stop trying to protect us because it goes on into adulthood, and adult survivors can have the same sort of, I guess, symptoms. Fuck it, Doc. I can't remember what I was saying again. See, take a shot, smoke a joint. I don't care. I don't know. It's got to be like the 15th time. Oh my goodness. Anyways, reaching out. That's what I was talking about, I think. And so this is new for me. And it's also hard because when that type of depression overcomes me, I end up withdrawing into myself and pushing people away. And I have only 3 close friends now. And, you know, my mom and my aunt. You know, those are the people in my life. That's it. And I hope that that will change as time goes on. But, you know, this pandemic has been exceptional in, you know, isolating people. And I think they have to rethink things. And it can be a good thing, too, in that way. Obviously, I'm not saying the pandemic's a good thing, but I don't know. What's the saying? Make something out of lemonade, something to do with lemonade. So anyways, it helped. And so by reaching out to another person and having that interaction, I found my voice again. I found myself again, and the darkness retreated. And I don't know if I will be able to continue this or not. Right now, as it stands, I am like completely confident that I am going to be working and I will be productive today. And I'm going to get my exercise by, you know, walking around the town, city. Madison's a city, I guess, walking around the city. And that's good. That's positive. So that's what I'm going to plan on. But the reality may be different. You know, after I have this video here and I'm done with it and I start working and I put my movie back on, it's very possible that that darkness will come back. And as much as I want to go get help and reach out to somebody, I can't. So I'm hoping that does not happen. And I will tell you in the next video, I'm sure. But it's just really interesting. This is one of the symptoms. And there are so many symptoms because you're dealing not only with the symptoms of the disorders, so the major depressive disorder, got those symptoms, the PTSD, got those symptoms. And then the clinical depression. Oh, wait. I did the major depressive disorder, which is also known as clinical depression. Then there's the complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that is from my childhood. And so you have all of these things with all of these different side effects, sort of working together in very weird and unusual ways. And so sometimes they are more powerful than me, and I just have to take the time and rest, and I hate it. And I know I'm supposed to just be calm about it and be like, look, this is where you are. I mean, I was doing so well in my career before my breakdown, and now I'm trying to start this business, and it's just I don't know, trying all these things at once, getting the insulin to the level that it needs to be, getting the mood to a stable point where I'm not having these downs, or if I do have them, they don't go as far. It's because the trauma that I endured that I'm still going down to that darkness, that suicidal thoughts, the worthlessness that you feel, that guilt that comes upon you. I'm having all of this at once just thrust upon me, and it can be more powerful than me. And in those situations, I go to bed and I lay in bed with my ocean sounds or thunderstorm sounds, and usually Futurama on in the background. But I feel like today could be another good day. Yesterday was a good day. I went to Devil's Lake, I went hiking, and I went swimming, and it was wonderful. So hopefully today will be a good day, and I won't need to do that. I got a good night's rest because I took some meds for it, and now I just need to push on. Finish my fucking logo and get my business up and going. So that's it for today, I guess. That's where I'm at. Please feel free to share where you are in your journey. I really want to build a network, a connection with people, with survivors, so that we can, I should say with survivors of like mind, because there are some who see healing differently than me, and I will make them so angry, because I'm doing it differently, and they don't quite understand that their anger has nothing to do with me. It has to do with them and with what they're going through and where they want to be, but they're not able to get there because they are at that anger point, that rage point, and they haven't quite deciphered how to take responsibility for their own actions, for their own thoughts, for their own reactions to things, That's the biggest thing, is that people need to understand that they have to take responsibility. It wasn't something that we wanted. It was thrust upon us because of the abuse. So you have a choice, and that's to perpetuate the abuse, keep that fucking thing going, start abusing people around you, abuse yourself, abuse your kids, abuse your husband, abuse your wife, abuse your boyfriend, abuse your girlfriend, whatever, you can do that. You can choose to do that. That's a choice, by the way. It may not feel like it, but it's a choice. It's a fucking hard one. I've been fighting it since I was adopted. And I was adopted as an older kid, which is really unusual. My mom's amazing. And I've been fighting since the day I realized I was practicing the same shit that my bio mom would do to me or foster care people would do to me. I was violent. I was angry. And so every time I dry mouth, hold on. Coffee, good. So every time I recognized a symptom when I was younger, I said, okay, this is it, and I would talk to my mother about it. And by the way, biomom is how I refer to my biomom, and mom is the woman who adopted me and continues to help and protect me. Now, fuck, I did it again. I got distracted. I keep losing my place. Fuck a duck. Anyways, I will be back and I will talk more about things because this is such a great medium to use to reflect and to keep record of the journey. And so, if people are angry, I think that's what I was talking about. Like if people are angry, because you always get trolls, but the thing is they're actually human beings who are suffering. At least that's what I think. I mean, some of them could be narcissists or, have a mental disorder. That's possible too. But a lot of times I think when people do that, when they react with anger, it's always them. It's about them and what they're going through at that time. So you cannot take it personally. And you have every right to walk away. Nobody has power over you. Nobody can control you anymore. You are a survivor and you are in control. And that's what I keep telling myself. I am a survivor and I am in control and I will do no harm. And I will control the darkness inside of me and I will recognize the triggers, the things that bring it out. And I will learn to deal with them. That's what I think healing is getting to the point where I can deal with them. I'm learning how to be social. I never learned how to be a normal human being. You can't move 42 times before you're 10, 11 years old and be a normal human being. It's not possible. That person would have to have like a mega mind or something. So my goal in healing is not to be normal. And I would bet if we did a survey, we would be the normal ones and they would be the abnormal ones. Because I think there's a lot more people out there with pain and hurt than we think. And you need to know that you're not alone. And that you are valid and you have control. You have the choice. And I would beg you not to perpetuate the abuse. Fight it. It's hard, but you got to fight it. And the first step is recognizing what you're doing. Recognizing, like I did. I recognized that I was verbally abusive. And so I fought to not be verbally abusive. I knew that I was violent. I broke things. I used to punch my fist through the wall. And mom taught me how to fix that. I mean, she's an amazing mother. I'm very fortunate. But the thing is, it's just responsibility is so necessary to healing. And so you need to also remember that if you're having an argument or a fight with someone, you can have ground rules with family and friends and be like, have like a safe word. Ours is saturated. We are saturated, right? And then that's the moment, boom, stops, we walk away, and then we come back to it. And usually it's over something stupid. I had mentioned that I was having a fight with my best friend, and I was just driving towards Devil's Lake, and I was like, I don't even care. You know? So I was just like, you know, it was so stupid. We're not even fighting about anything important. And, you know, I mean, I love you too much to, I just don't care, you know? And it was that moment that I recognized that I am not responsible for other people, but I am responsible for myself and how I react. So that's something that I learned many, many, many years ago. And it's something that sort of percolated in my brain and slowly became the core of my being throughout my life. So it's just, you take responsibility and don't do something if you're not going to own up to it. I mean, if you secrets are stupid, guys. Lies are stupid. Life is way too short. Okay? I cannot work a normal day. I have to have my own business because I don't know if it's mentally ill when it's a disorder, but if it is, then I'm mentally ill. I have 3 disorders that affect me very deeply. And normal people, right? They don't understand how deeply and how painful this process is. Like how deeply and painful? That was a stupid sentence. But they don't understand. And a lot of them try to, but what they need to understand is they don't have to understand. They just have to accept and support. And if they can't do that, then that's on them, not on you. That's why I only have 3 close friends, right? Because they were the ones that understood what was happening to me when I was pushing everybody away. They were the ones that cared. They were the ones that understood. And those are the kind of people I want around me. I don't want acquaintances. I don't want fake friendships. None of that. It's stupid. Life is too short to spend with people that you don't really care about and people that don't care about you. And I used to have huge birthday parties for myself, right? All these people would come. And, you know, when I started healing, I realized not one of them invited me to their birthdays and not one of them really gave a shit about me. You know what I mean? So they were not real friends. And so I just sort of stopped communicating and, you know, they didn't communicate and that was it, you know? And so I was really fortunate to have the ones that I have now. And so the message of this little video here is we all get that darkness, I would think. I don't know if that's true, but I know for myself, I get that darkness. And I'm trying now to reach out instead of close myself in. And it's hard, but it's doable because I'm doing it today. And I'm going to keep trying to do it so that I do not end up back in bed and I actually accomplish what I need to accomplish. Wish me luck. And I love you guys. And again, remember that you are wicked valid. You are wicked valid. And you need to understand that you are the one in control. No one has power over you. I got to a point in my childhood where I did not give any fucks. I mean, there was nothing anyone could do to me that had not already been done. So I was no longer afraid of them, which made them angry and made me move a lot. Oh my gosh. I often wonder, you know, how it was that I was so fortunate to have my mother choose me out of that fucking book. If any of you were in foster care and put up for adoption, you'll know about the goddamn book. Warren County, upstate New York, the adoption book. So they have pictures of you and they have descriptions. And mine was basically a warning page. I mean, it seriously, it should have just had big red letters, stop, don't go any further. She is not for anyone. I thought I was going to age out of the system once I was orphaned. And then the only other person on my side, Pat McCullough, died. And I was completely and utterly alone. And then I was saved by my mom. And that in itself is a story that I will get into later. It's a journey that is hard to relive, and I'm working on writing it down right now. And that's one of the downsides to writing this book, is that it triggers me. And so then I'm struggling with those feelings, and, I have to fight it. But I'm setting up a schedule, a routine where I'll work, then I'll exercise in some form, and then I'll write. And that way, hopefully, if I have this routine, I'll be able to do it. And the darkness will not, rip me apart, force me back into bed. I've lost at least, since the last time I weighed myself, at least 162 pounds so far. And I don't care. I'm so unconcerned with how I look now that it amazes me. And it's all a part of this healing process, this chemical disorder in my brain, and the fact that because I was abused and neglected before the age of 5, from birth up to age 5, my brain developed differently than a normal child's brain, who gets nurture and love, did. So the medicine is helping on so many levels. I'm having so many epiphanies. I'm, reawakening in certain ways, and I'm becoming something. I'm becoming someone, because I will tell you right now, the person that I am right now is so different than the person I was 3 years ago. And I started getting help. I'm thinking it's 3 years. 3 years ago, I turned 41. And I had this sudden realization that if I did not change something, I was going to kill myself. I was doing it with food, and I was doing it it was like inch by inch, and I was so obsessed with water and, Biomom's death, and anyways, enough of that shit. We're just going to end, and you'll watch me go, oh, how do I end it? But thank you for watching if you've watched. And if you are a survivor, or if you are someone who helps a survivor, my heart goes out to all of you. It really does. I know that's sort of meaningless, but that's all I can do, is share my story and try to help people while helping myself, and, give you encouragement, because you are valid. Remember that. And you are in control. Your body belongs to you, no one else. Your body belongs to you. And you take the control away from them, and you become a survivor. But then you're stuck with the effects, all the side effects. And that's where stuff like this comes in. You reach out to other people. You look it up on the internet. You see a psychologist or a psychiatrist. The first thing is always recognition. By the way, my tongue is only discolored because of popsicles. I do not have a disease. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll follow so that we can all stay connected. And please feel free to comment and become a part of the community, because that would be lovely. Take care of yourselves, okay? Do something for yourself today. Just one thing at least. Do that every day, actually. One thing every day.